Welcome to our Eastertide reflections for this second Sunday after Easter, the road to Emmaus, Luke 24:13-35. My attention was caught this week by a story on the BBC website entitled, "Nobody Told Us About the Coronavirus Pandemic." Imagine someone existing who doesn't know about the virus. It boggles the mind. But apparently, Elena Managhetti and Ryan Osborne, who'd been 25 days at sea with limited communication, discovered when they arrived at a Caribbean island that all the borders were closed to them, and they couldn't understand why. And it was only when they managed to get a 4G signal in the middle of the ocean that they grasped the enormity of the changes that the coronavirus had sparked. It is hard to imagine what it must have been like for Elena and Ryan to suddenly see the world so differently. I was reminded of the incredulity of Cleopas on the Emmaus Road when a stranger who we know is Jesus, who came alongside, asks them what they're talking about. Because what else is there to talk about except the death of Jesus of Nazareth? And Cleopas says, "Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem who does not know the things that has taken place in these days?" How ironic can you get? The stranger is the only person who knows exactly what has happened in these days. Yet what I love about Jesus is that he simply says, "What things?" inviting Cleopas and the other disciple to tell him their story as they've experienced it. As they tell it, they reveal that all is not bleak. There are rumours of hope, but they can't see it yet. Jesus patiently starts at the beginning with Moses and the prophets and explains it all, helping them to see the events they've been part of from his point of view. Only after listening to them does he take the pieces of their lives and reorder them into a true picture with him at the centre. It seems to me that this is the invitation of this Eastertide, an invitation to tell Jesus about the events of our lives in the midst of the coronavirus, to tell him warts and all, and to give him the space and time to enable us to see the pieces reworked. All the pieces of our lives, of our church's lives, will still be there, even the hard and bitter ones about death and suffering. But they will be reordered with the risen Jesus at the centre. The burning of the disciples' hearts in the Emmaus story is nothing less than death's cold ashes being woken into the blazing fire of love. But there is one more step on that Emmaus journey that's needed, and that is the disciples' act of hospitality, where at the evening they invite Jesus into their home to spend more time with them. They urged him strongly, "Stay with us, because it is almost evening and the day is now nearly over." So he went in to stay. He went in to abide with them. And the rest is now history. And these events at Emmaus lie at the heart of our worship. In this time of lockdown, in this season of your Christian journey, are you telling Jesus your story, warts and all? He's listening and is ready to help you see with his eyes all that is happening to you. And how can you invite Jesus to dwell with you? For he will come and abide with you. He promises that. And can you sense your heart burning within you because Jesus is alongside you by his Spirit? And finally, who is the friend, that other disciple, who is journeying with you? For we are never alone. May God bless you this Eastertide.